Hi guys, welcome to tonight's Friday night flight. This is part 2 now of the flight for tonight for our 1k subscribers and for our Friday night fly out. So things should go a lot more smoothly than the last flight. So we're in the 747-8 now, and we're going to be flying with Delta. We're just currently in Boston at Terminal B, and we're going to be departing for runway 22 right, and we're going to be going to LaGuardia, and we're going to do that lovely Hudson approach straight down into runway 22. So that should be something to look forward to, and what better way to do it with the Queen. So should be a really good flight tonight. Really looking forward to it, and this will be the second flight with the aircraft, blessing the skies of the USA. So we'll do our roll around so we can take a good look at this aircraft. As you can see, the catering's getting ready to go now. It's a beautiful aircraft. Controls are a little sensitive, but as long as you're just inputting a little bit by little bit, it's fine. The wing views are amazing. I'll include the wing view approach of this arrival as well, indefinitely. So that'll be something to look forward to once the flight's finished. Apologies for the no music in the last flight, as I was trying to get it out for yesterday. Time got the better of me, and it was just all over the place. So thought we'd do 2 flights, one after the other, for the 1k special and for our Friday night flight. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and leave your comments down below of what you think of the 747-8 and the textures that I use. And then with that all said and done, what we can do is we can get into this lovely Delta aircraft and get ready to start her up. So let's go ahead and do it now. Okay, so we're in the 747-8 now, and we can go ahead and do our pre-flight checklist from cold and dark. So parking brake is set. Go over onto our battery now. We can turn our battery on and standby power to auto. We can turn our bus ties 1, 2, 3 on with our generator controls 1, 2, 3, 4. We can turn our hydraulics to auto with number 4 to aux. After that, we'll turn our external power, which is on, and our cabin lighting as needed. Well, we're going to need a lot of light with this Reshade, indefinitely. So then we'll go up to our electrical engine control, and we can turn all of them on, and we can guard them all. And then once that's done, we can turn our left and right utilities on. Our lights can go to nav, our wing can go on, and our logo. Once we've done that, we can set our IRS to nav. And then once that's done, we can see here exactly, once we're aligned, how long it will take. But we'll go into the FMC now and get things all started. So we'll go in and put the airport, which is Kilo Bravo Oscar Sierra Kibos, and we'll shove that in, and we'll just wait for it to align, which will align there, as you can see. Time to align, which is all good. So if we go into our route now, we can go and put Boston in, and we're going from 22 right, and our destination is Kilo Lima Golf Alpha. Now for our departure, and we're taking 22 right, and the chart that I've got for the departure, should I say, that I want to take out is I want to take the PATS 2. So we'll take the PATS Sierra 4. Because it's roughly going to be the same, and we transition at PATS, which is what I want to do. And then I've got my own little route, should we say, from PATS that I want to go to. So if I get that up now, and after that I want to go to Papa Victor Delta, and then I want to take the Juliet 55, which will take us to Hotel Tango Oscar. And then I want to go direct to JFK. And then what that's going to do is that's going to set us up to go down the Hudson for the arrival onto runway 22. So we'll just type in ILS22. I'm not going to use no star, as we'll go direct from JFK. And then once we've done that, we can go to our perf, where we'll put in our perf at 0 fuel weight. We've got a reserves, we'll just put a reserves of 10. We've got flight level 370. We've got a cost index today on our systems paperwork, and that is a cost index of 267. Okay, so once we've done that, we'll go to our limit. Now I would usually press that, but obviously the temperature is there with us, 9 degrees. So we'll do full climb for a takeoff. So we'll do flaps 10, and we've got 130, a 145 and a 162 for V2. So we'll go ahead and bug that. Whoops. Okay, so there's our 162. We're going for a flight level of 370. Okay, which is set. So now we'll turn on the flight directors and arm the auto throttle, which is all good. In here the trim is 7.3 and runway, wind, etc. We'll find that out before we go. So now what we can do is we're just waiting for the IRSs. They're all done now, so we'll go on and carry on our next part of our checklist. So once we've done all of our checks, then we've got all of our pumps which are off and fuel cross feeds set to on, which they are. And then we've got our anti-ice, which will be off now, or we'll leave it to auto. Actually no, we'll do things properly. If we need to put it on, then we'll do it. So we'll turn all of our anti-ice off, which is checked. Window heat can go on, which is checked. Your dampers, now the IRS is done, which is checked. The APU can go on. And then we will wait for the APU Gen 1 and 2 to become available. And then once that becomes available, then we can connect them and disconnect the GPU. And then after that, we'll set our packs 1, 2 and 3 on, and isolation valves left and right will be set to on as well. So there's our APU 1 and 2 gen, and we can disconnect the external power, and we can also disconnect the GPU. So the GPU is now disconnected. We can go ahead and put pack 1, 2 and 3 with the APU bleed and the isolation valves left to right. Can also go on, which is checked. So all of our route and everything is set as followed, and now all we've got to do really is get the aircraft pushed back ready to go. So let's go ahead and call the tug, and what we can do is we can also put on all of our pumps. And now we'll go ahead and call the tug and put a trim error on 2 with our left and right resets. Okay, so the QNH is 1001, and then I'll flick that back to
okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
2958 set on both sides. Okay, so next up we've got our we'll set our runway courses as well. As there's just a few things that we need to do. So we need to go ahead before we do push up, and we need to turn off pack number 2 and 3. And up the tow is lifting us. And we'll set our auto brake to RTO, which is set.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we shall go ahead and start the engines, and we will release the parking brake, which is as follows.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and start the engines. Oops, there we go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start engine number 3 and 4. Okay, and next up we'll go ahead and we'll start engine number 1 and 2.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and set the parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All 4 engines are on, and we just need to turn our X feeds on, and then we've got clear screen, which is all good. And what we can also do is we can go ahead and put pack number 2 and 3 on, and our engine bleeds need to be on as well. Should have been done before, but anywho's. So everything's all set up on here and seems all good to go. Give him the thumbs up so he can clear off, and now we can set the runway heading for the runway of 22 right. So runway heading 22 right is a 216.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye bye. Okay, so I'll put Max Bank on as well. That'll give us something fun to look forward to. Okay, so after engine starts, we can turn our packs back on, which we already have. Number 2 and 3 have gone back on. We can turn the hydraulic pump number 4 back to auto, which is set. Engine wing and anti-ice leave off unless under 10 degrees. So we are on 9, so we'll put the anti-ice to auto, and we'll keep them on now. There we go. Okay, so they can go to auto, which is checked. We've got our beacon, which can go to both, and we want our taxi lights, which can go on. Now let's go ahead and do our flap configuration for flaps 10. Okay, so there's our flaps 10 down, body auto throttle on, and I want to also hit the flight path director, or the flight path vector. So now we are getting ready to go, and the way that we are going to go out, as everything on the systems is all done now, we're set to taxi, which is great as we got it set up pretty fast. So on our taxi out, basically we're going to head down Alpha and basically cross up over runway 15 right onto November, and then disappear out onto 22 right. So very straightforward today, quicker than the first flight of the evening, as it was the first time that we flew it, but I've had time to have a look at all the procedures, and it seems a lot easier than it was yesterday to start the engine up. It's fairly straightforward, you work from the left over to the right. So we're all set, we've got our QNH, I haven't set the runway winds, etc. So we've got all of our lights on that we need. So what we can do is we'll go ahead and do our systems check quickly. Okay, so we'll do a flight control test. So we've got full left, full right, full forward, full backwards, and rudder left, and rudder right. So that seems all good. So let's go ahead and now taxi on up to the runway. Okay, so we're all ready to taxi out now. So we'll go down to Alpha, and then we'll make our way down November for runway 22 right. Okay, so we're just following the taxiway now, as we'll come out up the end. So currently on Alpha, just rolling up to I can see November actually. I can see where we're going to cross over the runway as well. Now one thing I would say, like I said in the first previous video, is your frames will get hit from this aircraft quite a lot, around about 45 frames, when usually we're getting like 65 plus with the Zebo. So it's one thing to look out for. It's only £39 it was, so it wasn't bad. You know, it was worth the money, definitely. The quality is phenomenal. It's lovely. So we're going to follow around Alpha, and then we'll cross round over runway 15 right, up November, and then we're out the other end. Okay, so we'll cross over the runway now, and we'll head up through November. So here we are now. We'll go up November. Okay, so once we straighten up here, we'll be all ready to get out of here. Okay, so our trim was 7.16. We'll go ahead and check our legs for any discons after as well. So just coming up November, we'll take the November 1. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll hold at the November hold. Slow down a little bit. Come out right, and we'll keep her nice and tight as we've got a wide body aircraft now. Okay, so we'll hold her here. What we'll do is we'll turn our landing lights on, we'll turn our runway turn-offs, and turn our, we'll leave our taxis on until we get out. So strobes can go on, everything else is all good to go. And one last look over the overhead before we shoot off. So everything looks all good. So let's get the aircraft all set up, ready to go. Okay, so what we can do now is we will head over now onto 22 right, as we're all set. Now I haven't tried this with Vulcan as Vulcan's out, so you know we should get some more performance which will benefit for the 747. I mean, performance wise, yeah, everybody wants more performance. I wouldn't say that I need the performance too much when it comes down to the Zebo, because I can run 60 frames already, but for this 747 Vulcan would come in handy if it would give a little bit more out, you know, as it will help the textures of this 747. Okay, so here we are, runway 22 right. So we'll put our brakes on once we line up. There we go. Okay, so we'll go down into the FMC, we'll just check our legs, see if we've got any discons, which we probably would have, and Yeoman is, Yeoman's basically going to be on the start of our final, but we are not going to go in for Yeoman. We're going to take, once we come in for that right turn, we're going to come down on the 1900 foot, which is basically where we intercept the glide slope, so that'll be perfect for when we want to go direct from there. So everything is all set there. Let's go ahead and turn our LNAV and VNAV on. We can also turn on our clock, And now with that all said, what we can do is we can get the aircraft all set up, ready to go. So, brake released. %, and toga. Airspeed alive.
$80 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate.
V2.
Positive brake, gear up. Okay, so just come down a little bit. Okay, so we'll go up to a flaps 5 now, as we're just following the flight director around. And we'll now hit our flaps 1.
Bank angle.
Oh, got some big angles here. Okay, so we'll hit our flaps up now, as we hit that 250. Just a little bit of bank angle, waiting for the flight director to come over. Okay, so we're just passing through 4 to 5,000 now, as we're going to take a steep climb out. See what it'd be like.
Bank angle.
Okay, so we just make that left around. Try not to go over our 250. Just following the flight directors still, as we just give a little bit pitch up and pitch down. There we go. So just over 10,000 feet now. As we come around the bend. And we're going to our next climb. So we just come down a little bit to allow the aircraft to start speeding up. And then whilst it does that, we'll now turn off our runway turn-offs. Turn our landing lights off, taxis can go off as well. And we'll get ready for that right turn now. Okay, just coming up to our 290 for our speed. Just gone over 12,000 now, as we're backtracking around. Now I don't know what's going on with the flight director and that, but it's just not acting very well right now. So I don't want to lose speed or anything like that, as we are climbing quite rapid. You know, it's a very new aircraft, pretty crazy to fly right now. Okay, so just holding as we fly around. As we come back. As you can see, it is a very big aircraft. I think some systems on the controls could be maybe made a little bit better, but apart from that, seems to be really good. So can't really complain. It's a nice aircraft. Just go a little bit further down. And come into that right turn a little more. For some reason the flight director for the ONAV's going a little bit crazy. It's coming up through 290 now. Still following the flight director. Just come down a little bit, just trim off. Okay, just past 310 knots. Coming up nice and stable now, around 1600 feet. As we make that left turn. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck, and as you can see we've got some beautiful weather as we come down for that dawn arrival down into New York, LaGuardia. So what we're going to do is we are just making our right turn. We're right near our top of descent, and we're going to intercept for the ILS for runway 22. 1900, so we can go ahead and reset the MCP altitude to 1900. Now today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Hudson approach. So once we get to the JFK fix, we're basically going to carry on straight ahead towards Proud. Then we'll make that right turn into the Hudson as we come down, and then we'll make that right turn around, and then we will rejoin back. So we've got the Prouds all there. There's the Hoffy. One thing that I do want to do is I just want to reset the arrival. So I want to reactivate that, so that puts the GREKO back in, and basically that's how we'll leave it for now. That's fine. So now we're going to go into our top of descent, and GREKO will be at 1900, which is what we'll do on the MCP. So there's our 1900. The aircraft will now start to come down on its VNAV path, following profile as we come round. And we'll just check our times that we're going to come in for. So 22:54. And we look on the overhead. Everything here is all good to come in. So just descended through 34,000 now. The aircraft does some really steep ones. It is quite fun to watch. So we go into our legs, and we got a Hoffy 43299 come down for JFK, which is in 60 miles time for 9,000, and then basically we're going to follow the JFK route around, and then we'll manually take over the altitude to get us down to 1900, and then we'll re-establish back on profile for GREKO at 1900 for the ILS. So the aircraft's currently in its descent path, and today we get the second arrival, part 2 of the Big Bird series. So for the 1000 subs, thank you guys very much. I really appreciate everything you guys have done to support the channel, and let's hope I can bring a super smooth landing for you guys today. So we're going to make that right turn now, just passing under 300 for the 299. So if we check our approach, basically we're going to be coming down on the 224 degree approach at 1900. We'll be at GREKO, and we've got Yeoman just behind. So we could, the initial fix, yeah, Yeoman will we could come in for. Depends how risky we want to be today. So 1900 at GREKO. At the radar we will basically make our right turn and come in. If we want a little bit more space, depending when we're on the Hudson, we can go for Yeoman, which is just a few deer me up, and intercept right there. If we intercept at Yeoman, then we need to be at 3000, so we'll decide by the time we get to the Hudson, which will be around what? It's be around 9008. It says on our FMC 9007 by the time we get to JFK. Now we'll slow the aircraft down, etc., and we'll say under 10,000 we will go for. So let's just knock the drag in a bit. There we go. Don't want to leave them out too much. There we go. Let's see what we got here. FMC message, drag required. Yep, we know. So JFK, when we get there, what we'll probably do is we'll put in 230 under 10,000 if we can. Okay, maybe not. Don't want to do it like the okay, so 230 under 9900. We'll shove that in. There we go, that will slow us down. So we've got a little bit of wind now. As you can see, it's not very nice with the wind, but the views are absolutely lovely today. So throttle's on to idle now. And we are going to have to open up the speed brakes. There we go. So we're coming down now on our barrow for the ILS. We're going to be 212, 12 feet elevation threshold and 200 foot decision. So what we'll do is we will get the barrow done now. We can change it over. There we go. So it's 212. We'll leave it at 210, which is fine, and we'll do our first officers as well, which is 210 set. The altimeter now passing 210 for 180 when we change over. So the QNH is 299.2. Which is now set on both sides as we come in. Check our progress, 2255 we'll be coming in for. So on our overhead panels, once we go under 10,000, then we'll turn our landing lights on, etc., and get the aircraft all configured, ready to come. So passing 220 now, on our way. Got terrain, we can have our weather as well, which will get up as we come down, as we set the zoom level closer. So it's approaching 190 now, and on our legs we'll be at JFK for 9006. So the aircraft will start lifting back a bit now, so it can make for the profile. So we can basically get ready for our approach, which is just about to come in once we make that right turn at JFK. We are basically now on par, ready to come in. So we'll follow JFK out, and just where Proud is for the hold, that is exactly where we're going to cut off and then run right down to the Hudson along the side here, and then we'll intercept at GREKO or Yeoman depending. But we'll just set the heading now, which is a 274, as we're going to proceed on that heading once we go at the LNAV. So we can take the LNAV off now and get the aircraft to just follow the heading, as we're not going to need the LNAV right now. So just passing through 15,000 feet now, and we can switch the QNHs back to the airports. I think if you press it once, it does it at the same time. And on our speed, I think what we're going to do is, as we are now getting quite low, we need to start to slow down. So put a speed on. This aircraft doesn't want to slow down, and you know what? We'll take the VNav out. Oops. Go on our vertical speed, slow her up, and we'll slow down to 250. There we go. 250. Yeah, as we need to slow down. So we'll open up speed brakes. Okay, I'm just going to slow the aircraft down to 230 now. And we can go in and get our approach. So we'll do a 150, flaps 30. And the 110.50 for 224 course, like I said earlier in the chart. So we'll go to our nav radio. Everything is all good here, and there is the ILS ready to come in when we need it. So we're under 250 now, which is fine. There's the Hudson. Carry on going down now. A little more. Go, knock speed brakes in, and we can arm them now. And we'll slow to 220. Let's have flaps up. Okay, so speed brakes just knock us down to the 220. As we've got a little bit of wind as well. So we'll go ahead and turn our landing lights on. Okay, everything is prepared for landing. Okay, just passing down now through 10,000 feet. In just a moment, I'll put the landing lights on early as we're going to turn into the Hudson. So let's go and do our descent and approach checklist. Okay. Descending now through 10,000. And we'll slow her up now. That's the speed brakes. So we'll go to our flaps 1, put speed brakes in, and drop flaps 1. Okay. Passing through 9,000 now. So for our descent checklist, we've got our altimeter setting, which is set at 2992 and cross-checked on both sides. After that, we've then got our altitude, which is 1,900 to intercept at GREKO. We've got our ILS course frequency, which is set at 224, and the ILS is 110.50. We've got our ILS V-card approach speed rep, which is 130 at 150. And we've also got our minimums, which is set at 210 for a 200-foot decision, which is a 212. Taxi lights are auto, and everything else is on. So let's drop down to our flaps 5. Okay, by the time we get to GREKO, then Yeoman will be 190, so we'll stay down just a little slower, just to give us that that perfection. Yeah, we're not speed brakes in now, as we've got our flaps down. Okay, we can slow our rate up a bit. Okay, so put the speed brakes to armed, and we'll get ready to make that right turn. Okay, so we're basically going to follow the aircraft now as we make that right turn. Okay, so we'll follow around to the Hudson. Just use the heading as then it will give us a little bit more, so now we can get on profile with the runway. Okay. So we'll stay here on the 008 whilst we descend down through 3000. Oh, I'm going to keep us at 3000 for now. Or we'll go down to 1009 and we'll just slowly descend now. Okay, so if we liven up. So let's start coming down now, ready for GREKO. There we go. Okay, so everything is all set now. By the time we get up near GREKO, it needs to be 190, so we'll stay here now. Okay. So just getting ready now, just coming under 3000. The flaps 5, we've got the auto brake which is armed, and we can, speed brake's armed, sorry, and the auto brake can go to number 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to disconnect and we'll fly manually. There we go. There's the autopilot. And there's our auto throttle. So let's get the aircraft all set up, ready to go. I have manual control. So I'll make that right turn around. So let's try and make this a really good one tonight. So we're flying her manually. Just holding down now. It's around 2006. As we fly down the Hudson, ready to intercept at GREKO. So we'll hold the 190, and as you can see, we will get ready to intercept, and we'll do that right turn around. We'll drop to our flaps 20, go gear down. And as you can see, we've got some winds that are not nice right now. They don't like us, but we're coming down anyway. So manually flying now, flaps 5, just holding the 190 until we get down, ready to intercept at GREKO. Then we'll make that right turn around and should be lined up for the ILS once we make that right turn and come in. So landing lights are on. Everything is all set. Go down the Hudson. Yeah, we could go in at Yeoman at 3000, but we'll stay for the 1.9 at GREKO. So should make some nice wing views. I put the full approach in the wing view was also after the flight's finished, as we've got a bit more turbulence tonight, so it should make it much more exciting on the wing view. The wing views are amazing. It's one thing that these guys did an amazing job at. Okay, so the ILS and everything will be done automatically for us, so we don't have to worry about that. If we have a look at our weather now, nothing's really showing on there. And for our terrain, you can just see the Hudson and all the water. So we'll leave that there, looks nice. Okay, so back up for our 190. There we go. See, wind's getting a little bit more choppier. And we don't want to start descending. Right, so now we are ready to start coming down some more. And I'm going to zoom in for our approach. There's GREKO. Okay, so start making that right turn around now. And come down for 1900. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Okay, so there's the ILS. We'll come down for 1900. Okay, so there's the VOR. Fly us visually. Okay. So there's GREKO. So what we'll do is we'll go flaps 20 and gear down. Okay. Aircraft's going to pitch a little. There we go. So there's our flaps 20. And as we line up now, ready for GREKO. It's really weird getting used to this aircraft, but we'll get there. We'll make sure it's a blinder tonight. Okay, so just homing in now on GREKO. I can see the runway now. So we'll go down to our flaps 30. As we follow in the glide slope now. As you see, the aircraft's engines are very powerful, but you just let them slip just for a moment and you can lose it all within an eye. And we've got the wind as well, which isn't very nice. Okay, so glide slope's coming down now, so we'll start our descent. Just waiting for the VOR. You can see the airport anyway. Okay, we'll go on to the 254. Okay, flaps 30. Okay, there's the VOR, so we'll turn around. Okay, we'll just try and catch the glide slope if we can. I want to make sure I get these wings as straight as possible as soon as we line up. Hey, so the glide slope's coming back now. Now make that left turn around. Okay, I'll just use a little bit of rudder. There we go. There's the glide slope back. Hold our speed as we come back in for the glide slope. Okay, trim down just a little. Hold our speed as we're going to start floating, and we'll lose the glide slope otherwise. It's different flying the little 737 where I can drop the throttles and just lose a little bit of speed. On here you drop the throttles and you will lose everything. So there we go. Hold them at 50%. Keep them stable. On the puppies, 2 red, 2 white. Okay, a little low. Hey, there's one.
300. 200.
Minimums.
Continue.
100.
Light slow.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, speed brakes are up. And reversers are active. Okay, that's speed brakes off. And reversers can go back in. Okay, so we've just slowed down now, ready to taxi out of the gate. And we can retract our speed brakes. So, there we are guys, down in LaGuardia. So now it's time for our landing cinematics. Hope you guys enjoyed the landing, and I'll see you after for our taxi back to the gate. So, see you all in a minute.
Rotate. V1. V1. 80 knots.
And there we are, guys, down in LaGuardia for the Friday night flight with 2 flights with the jumbo jet, the Queen of the Skies, the 747. So I hope you enjoyed the flight. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. We have the other video as well if you missed the first one. They're both up now, ready to view. So don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, guys, and thank you very much for us reaching the 1,000 sub target. So I'll see you all very soon for our next flight. Take care for now. Bye bye. And also we have our wing view as well, so stay tuned for that.
V2.
Center models.